check. Ooh, hello. Can you see the pimple patch between my eyebrows? I had to just slap that on a few minutes ago because Mount Vesuvius erupted. TMI. Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm Margaret, I'm blind, and welcome to this weekend in my life vlog, or whatever I'm gonna call it once I finish editing. Not doing much today, it's Friday. My family just harvested a crap ton of sweet potatoes from our backyard, and I've been craving pie. So I'm gonna try making sweet potato pie, even though I've never made sweet potato pie. I found a recipe online that seemed pretty simple. I think it was from Preppy Kitchen. I'm saying that now that it sounds pretty simple, but it's gonna be real embarrassing if I screw it up later. Before I go start on that pie, I want to show you this box that my boyfriend recently got me. You might be looking at this and thinking to yourself, Margaret, isn't that just a box of Timbits? No, it is not a regular box of Timbits. First off, I'm pretty sure this is like the old Timbits box design. I don't remember because obviously, again, vision loss. Blindness is a spectrum, contrary to popular belief. For those who didn't already know, I have a bit of remaining vision in my left eye. All that being said though, my visual memory sucks. But I'm pretty sure this is the old design of Timbits box because I think the newer ones are more yellow. Like I was saying though, this is not a regular box of Timbits because, boom, it's a Timbits plushie. It's a box of Timbits plushies. Am I holding this right side up? I think so. Oh, yeah, I can feel the embroidery on this one, and there's like the sprinkles on top. So this is the sprinkles Timbit, and then this one should be chocolate. Yup, which is my favorite flavor of Timbit. And then these two, because of where my vision's at, I do tend to get colors mixed up. One of these should be the powdered jelly donut, and then the other one, yeah, one of these should be the powdered jelly donut, and the other one should be the plain old fashioned. Yes. Also, when I got these, I spent a solid 10-20 minutes trying to figure out what they reminded me of, because again, my visual memory sucks, and the tiny bit of vision I do have also sucks, but we work with what we've got. Once I figured it out though, what they reminded me of, it hit me like a freaking freight train. The shape of them and their faces remind me of Hitalia. If you don't know what that is, count yourself lucky. It's an old anime from the 2000s, early 2010s, about the human personifications of countries, and there was like one AU where each of the characters became mochi, and that's what these remind me of. Hitalia comes back to haunt me periodically. I was deep in that fandom. That show was chaos incarnate, and that fandom, oh god. Anyways, I'm gonna go start that pie now. Welcome to the kitchen. I swear this video is not gonna be entirely about Tim Hortons. My cousin just came back from the bank and picked up like titties on the way home because there's like new Biscoff items she wanted to try, and I got the ice cap, or I asked her to get the ice cap for me, and the Biscoff Boston cream. I was gonna show it to you when it was whole and like, ooh, aesthetic video and photos of the food, but I forgot, so I ate most of it. My verdict though is I like the Biscoff Boston cream. I thought it was gonna be super duper sweet, like a regular Boston cream, or like from what I remember a regular Boston cream tastes like, because I haven't had one in forever. And I really like the Biscoff crumbs on top. I mean, it's kind of the reason I got it. If you're thinking of getting the ice cap though, other than the cookie crumbs on top, which there's like not a ton once you mix them in, it just tastes like a regular ice cap. Like you can taste the Biscoff better on the donut. We didn't get the croissant though because it was already sold out by the time she got to Timmy's. So I guess that one's like the best one, everyone's favorite. Next time then. Next time. And maybe also the latte. Okay, now I really need to go get started on the pie because I still have to roast the potatoes. Switching to voiceover because my brother's friends came over for a little bit and it got a little loud. The first thing I had to do was preheat the oven so I could roast the potatoes. Basically how I use the oven buttons as a blind person. We've added these little stickers called bump it dots to all the buttons on the oven, my microwave, even the fridge, and they're basically little clear dots that are tactile that can be stuck onto any flat surface, and I've stuck them onto the number pad part of the oven as well as the bake button to set temperature and preheat things, and also the timer. And I just have the layout of all the buttons memorized, and then I can feel my way around from there. From there, I know that I've turned it on once I see the red numbers flicker onto the screen. Because of where my vision is on the blindness spectrum, I can't properly read those numbers unless I'm using a magnifier and I zoom in really, really close and strain my eyes, which I don't usually bother doing. I just hope and pray that I got it right. I also know that it's on once I actually hear the oven start to preheat. Start. Oh, and I can hear it turn on. After I washed the potatoes and while the oven was preheating, I decided to cut the little nubbly root bits off at the end. The recipe didn't say that I had to do this before I started roasting. I just decided to. The recipe also said that I should peel the potatoes after they were roasted. In retrospect, I would have done it before because the sweet potatoes got very sticky. They caramelized while in the oven, and that made it 10 times harder to peel, and I was losing my mind doing that, but I digress. When it comes to chopping up ingredients as a blind person, I know a lot of sighted people freak out at the idea of a blind person holding something sharp like a knife, but trust me, it is possible. It is safe to do. There are independent living classes and courses like orientation and mobility that can teach you how to do these things safely and independently. When I was 16, 17 years old, W. Ross, the School for the Blind here in Canada that's located in Ontario, would hold short-term programs once a month, like one weekend each month, and each one would be concentrated on a different subject. There was one I remember attending that was all about cooking, and we learned a bunch of different recipes and kitchen skills with the supervision of teachers. I also need to emphasize that a key aspect to staying safe in the kitchen as a blind person is taking your time, not rushing. When it comes to specific cooking tasks or even other tasks in my daily life, like makeup, something that might take a sighted person 1 to 2 minutes will take me 3, 4, 5 even. Would it have been quicker to ask one of my sighted family members to do this? Yes. But if I have the opportunity to do something independently, even if it does take me a few extra minutes, I'll do it. Plus, learning never hurts and practice makes perfect eventually. If you're really curious about how much a blind/visually impaired person is capable of in the kitchen, go look up Christine from MasterChef. I believe she was actually one of the winners from a season, I don't know how long ago, but she was one of the winners and she was visually impaired. I am unfortunately not at Christine's level though, so all this chopping took me a while, and then afterward I had to pierce the potatoes with a fork, which also took me a while, so I'm just going to speed up the rest of that footage. And similar to the way I was feeling my way through cutting the potatoes and feeling my way through poking them with a fork, I guesstimated and just felt the weight of the potatoes. The recipe said 2 pounds. I did not feel like whipping out our food scale. I didn't even know where it was. Ours doesn't even talk, so I would have had to have used the magnifier on my phone, or I would have gotten someone else to read it. But again, I didn't feel like digging through all the cabinets to go find it. Eventually, I'll probably buy a talking food scale, but for now, the recipe also said that you could measure it out based on volume once you mashed all the sweet potatoes, and it was supposed to be, 2.5 cups, which luckily, it did later come out to. If there's anything you should learn from this video, it's that if you're someone who's disabled and looking for cooking or baking advice, I am the last person you should go to, because I am winging it at least a third of the time. And then here I am setting the timer on the oven, once again using the bump it dots as a guide. And just to be safe, Alexa, start a timer for 1 hour.
1 hour. Starting now.
Thanks. I think I pressed something wrong or whatever when I was setting the oven timer because it didn't go off, but this is why I set a backup timer on the Echo and also one on my phone. The oven off, got the potatoes out and they smell so good. let me poke them to check if they're soft yet. Whoop. Okay. Pokey pokey. I think I'm gonna let it chill in the oven for maybe another 10 minutes. I flipped a few of them over while I was checking, and they are fairly, I don't think it's that bad. They're a little burnt on the bottom, but it's okay, because I'm gonna peel them afterward. I almost forgot that I had my ice cap from earlier. It's mostly melted, but still cold enough. Still good. Once the potatoes came out of the oven and while I waited for them to cool, I decided to measure out some of the dry ingredients. Basically, how I did this was I have the measuring cups memorized in comparison to one another, like their size in comparison to one another. I needed a 1/4 cup so I could measure out 3/4 of a cup of sugar, but I couldn't find it at the time, so I just went with a full cup and felt my way around from there. After that, I measured out the spices, and like the measuring cups, I have the measuring spoons memorized by size. Now, while I could easily identify the sugar in the cabinet based on its placement and the feeling of the bag, the spices, not as much. I'm not as familiar with them. Cinnamon was actually pretty easy because I am very used to the smell of cinnamon. Nutmeg, on the other hand, not really. So I did have to ask for help. We didn't have any grated/ground ginger. We had fresh ginger for cooking, but we didn't have any to use for baking, and my mom's not really a big fan of it in baked goods, so I left that out, and I don't really think it affected the taste that much, but I digress. I should probably start labeling the spices. I have a Braille label maker I could do that with. While I was measuring out the dry ingredients, I did run my finger across the spoon, across the cup, whatever, to make sure that it was 1, full, and 2, that there wasn't an excess of ingredients. Of course, when I do this, I do have a tendency to make a mess on the counter. Oftentimes, to minimize how much I scoop out to make sure there isn't a giant pile on top of the spoon, I will also scrape it against the side of the jar before I take it out. I didn't get footage of me measuring out the rest of the ingredients, but similar principles of feeling my way through everything apply. And naturally afterward, there is always a mess for me to clean up. Even if I can't fully see it, I will preemptively just clean every surface. LMAO, so I'm dumb. I thought we had frozen pie crust. I even took it out and let it defrost. Then once I opened it and unwrapped it, after all the work I went through to make this freaking sweet potato mix, puree, whatever, it turns out it was not pie crust. It was phyllo pastry. It just looked exactly like the last box of frozen pie crust we had. So I guess I'm saving this for another day. Gotta get pie crust first, because I'm too lazy to make it from scratch. Good morning, everyone. It's Saturday. After the pie fiasco last night, I just did some cleaning and listening to some podcasts, specifically The Bald and the Beautiful and Sibling Rivalry, to keep me from going mad. Today, my city is holding a little Comic-Con at our public library. No, well, it's the public library. I mean, the Central Library. That's what I meant to say. The Central Library. It's free. My boyfriend and I are gonna go. I am in my Fire Emblem outfit today because I didn't feel like waking up at 6-7 a.m. to get into cosplay makeup, because that usually takes me 2-3 hours. Maybe I'll do a longer video on that one day. We got my Blue Lion sweater, and then I got a matching blue and gray plaid skirt. Whoop. And then where are they? Ooh, I almost tripped over them. My black knee-high boots that I use for my Byleth cosplay. And finally, the crowning jewel of this outfit. Oh my god. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you. I have my jewelry. I have these Crested Blathed earrings with blue dangly hearts. Got them off Etsy. I can't remember the artist at the moment. I also got this Blue Lion sweater off Redbubble like years ago. I can't remember the artist at the moment either. I will go searching for both. And this Crest of Blathed, no, it's not Crest of Blathed, it's just a Dimitri ring. Yeah, it's just a blue gem Dimitri ring that I got at Anime North a few months ago, and I know somewhere I have the postcard, like business card thing for the artist. Can't forget the crowning jewel of this outfit, my Dimitri Ito bag that I have been collecting pins and charms for and buttons since, well, basically since the game came out in 2019, so about 6 years. Some of these are from Etsy, others are from conventions, a few are from my friends. They bought them for me for birthdays and Christmas and stuff. Yes, and then we have like one Dimitri photo card on this pouch that I bought from Sugar Bones back in August at Fan Expo, and this is where I store all my small stuff like hand sanitizer and lip balm and lippies, and then everything else goes into the cavernous main pocket. Actually, there's also like a back pocket here. But yeah, there's my Dimitri Edith bag. It's kind of slouchy because it's just a bag from Amazon. I didn't make an insert for this. I just pinned everything to the inside of the bag itself, which is probably also why it's sagging slightly, because yeah, all these pins and charms, they're hefty. The con is also having like a free exchange donation area for any old fandom merch you are decluttering. So I have some stuff I got from the Pusheen box last year because I subscribed to it for like a year. I really like all the homeware stuff you get in that box and the sweaters. I'm keeping all of those. But these are just a few small things, like some vinyl figures. There's Pusheen with a bagel. And then I believe this is one from the Halloween box, so it should be like witch, wizard Pusheen. Also some of the Halloween decorations that were in that box, like the string lights that I just never ended up finding a place for. And a little witchy Pusheen banner. And I think I have one more vinyl in there. Whoops, I knocked everything over. I will fix that. This should be strawberry Pusheen. Ready to go! I know I've already mentioned it, but it's worth reiterating that the event at the library was free because I was honestly amazed by how much there was to do for it. There were multiple floors of artists vending, and then panels, and cosplay and gaming events. When we got there, we made a beeline to the exchange area where there were tables and tables of merch. We dropped off ours and then checked out all the books and games and toys and posters that were spread out. I actually picked up a little something. We then went around to the artists that were vending, and I bought some presents for friends, which I'm not going to show here because they might see it. And then after that, a Biscoff latte break. We're at Timmy's and they're playing Taylor. And you would be there too. Under the mistletoe. Hello. Tastes a tiny bit of the Biscoff.
Yeah, it's good.
Nice. I like it way more than the ice cup. Nice. It's hot. Later on, we went to go check out the new maker space that the library had added a year or two before. They had a bunch of 3D printers, embroidery machines, sticker machines. Obviously, since I've lost my vision, I no longer frequent the library the same way I used to, or as much in general, really. But I'm starting to think I should go back just to try out some of these, especially the sticker machines. I really want to make freebie stickers to hand out at conventions when I'm in cosplay, so I'll probably get one of my friends who's an artist to help me with that. In the evening, we walked over to the mall to do some Christmas shopping, and while we were there, we found something very interesting at Hot Topic. They make Cheetos sheet masks. Oh my god. This is hefty. There's a lot in here. Before we left, we grabbed some dinner. We got some grilled squid skewers and then 2 huge bowls of noodles. One was beef soup and then the other was dan-dan noodles. Back from the mall, and we stopped by the grocery so I could get myself pie crust. Now to actually finish this. It's ready to go in the oven. Aha! Finally, it's done. It only took me 2 days and it smells really good. My mom said edges are just a little bit crispy, but otherwise, it looks good. Ah, nice. Don't mind my wet hair, I just got out of the shower. And now, the moment of truth. Hopefully this is good, or I will lose my mind. I sliced myself up a small piece, just because I had so much noodles for dinner. I didn't even finish all of it. The rest, I had to like ask for a takeout container. Anyways, time to taste my pie. It was a little hard to cut up because the crust, a little hard, but whatever. Oh. Yeah, the crust is okay. I mean, it's like pre-made, refrigerated pie crust. And like, I was too lazy to make my own anyway. But the filling, I'm so proud of myself for that, because that was driving me insane. It's good. Worth the effort. Yay. Good night. Oh no, I dropped it. It just landed on the counter, but the counter's clean. I'm gonna eat it. Don't judge me.
Come on, Bobby. Come on. Keep walking. Good boy. Good boy. Manchego, the leaves won't hurt you. I know it's really windy. Oh no. Sorry, Manchego.
My bangs feel really wonky today. Anyways, hello. It's Sunday. We just came in from walking the dogs. We're about to go to Elora, which is a small town, like about an hour away from where we live. My family went there in the fall to go check out the Halloween decorations, and it felt like Halloween town. I really loved it. I have a vlog on that. You should go check it out. That aside though, we're checking out the Christmas market today because it just opened up this weekend. So see you in a bit. Or not, because you know, the whole being blind thing. So as someone on the blindness spectrum who has light perception, Christmas has to be one of my favorite times of year just because there's string lights everywhere, on buildings, on trees. Admittedly, I also do have a bit of light sensitivity, more so to sunlight than artificial light, but after a while, artificial light will hurt too. But it's okay because I also heavily depend on contrast when I use my remaining vision, and the contrast between all the bright Christmas lights and the dark winter night sky is big, and I love it. Something else I really love about the Christmas season are uniquely shaped ornaments. My cousin found this one tree decorated with food ornaments, and I could feel all the details on the food. There was a donut with sprinkles that I could feel, and a soft serve ice cream. On the way home, we grabbed Japanese food, but I was still pretty full from all the leftover noodles and pie I ate at lunchtime. So I mostly just ate sushi and tempura and had a few bites of my other family members' food. Hello, it's a completely different week now, so much so that I went to another convention this past weekend, Anime Revolution. I made a short on that, so that's already posted. You can go check that out, and my haul for that is also in there. But returning to the little library convention I went to the week before, here's some of the stuff I got from that and the mall. I actually mostly, I think I already mentioned it while doing the voiceover for that bit of the video. Sorry, I was trying to find the business cards. Most of the stuff I bought there was actually Christmas and birthday presents for friends, so I didn't get a ton for myself, but I did get these stickers, starting off with this Nintendo DS Capybara sticker and this Toph from Avatar, Toph Beifong sticker. I always get compared to Toph when people meet me. I don't think it's just because I'm a small blind Asian girl. I think it's genuinely because I have the same sense of humor as Toph. It's just because I grew up watching Avatar, so the moment I went blind, I made a lot of Toph jokes the day it happened, and the day I told my friends it was to cope. Anyways, I adore Toph. Now I have this Toph sticker. I got them from this artist. Here is the business card. I don't know if that's in focus. I had to ask my brother to read it out to me so I knew what it was. It's from Chantal Liu. Yeah, and the hilarious thing was that artist was also at, where did I put my Toph sticker? No! Oh my god, did I lose her? Shit! Where'd she go? It's been 5 seconds and I lost her! I'm dumb. I put her and the freaking Nintendo sticker face down on my desk, and the back is white on the stickers and my desk is white. Anyways, took me a few minutes feeling around, but I found her. What was I saying? Oh yeah, funny story. That same artist was vending at Annie Revo this past weekend, and my brother was also attending that con with his friends at the same time I was there with my boyfriend, and he was buying a bunch of stickers, and he spotted the exact same artist and the exact same Toph sticker and thought, oh, it'd be hilarious to get this for my sister. So he got this for me while he was buying a bunch of other stickers. So now I have 2 of them. I think I'm probably gonna stick them, maybe one on my water bottle, one on my headphones, or both on my headphones, so it's just top on both ends. Moving on, in the little free merch exchange area, I got this Hobbit board game, which I was worried it would be missing pieces. The corner here is a little scuffed, but it turns out when my boyfriend and I got home and we opened it and we went through it together, the rest of the box, aside from, you know, the box itself, was unopened. So here we got the instruction manual. And then there should be 2 boards in here. From what I remember him telling me, one of these boards should be Mirkwood and the other one should be, hold on, let me see if I can hold it. Laketown? Ooh, yeah. And from what it looked like, from his cursory glance, oh wait, there's the other part. There's another board in here. I'm pretty sure this is like the board for resources. What was I saying? From his cursory glance, it seems more like the game is less competitive and more so collaborative. So, you know, you're the whole company of dwarves and Bilbo and, Gandalf. Oops! I popped one of the cards out. My bad. Whatever. I'll just stay in there. Hopefully I don't lose that. We were really lucky to get this game with all its pieces still, and if I lose any of the pieces before we even get to play it with our friends, that's gonna be real dumb. Like I was saying, it's a collaborative game, so I guess you're playing as the whole company of dwarves and Bilbo and Gandalf trying to make it to the mountain and through Middle-earth. And there I go, popping out more pieces. I think at this point I should just pop all of them out and put them in their little spots inside the box, because there is an organizational area. I don't know if you can see that very well. We got a little bag of dice. I don't know what this is, but I'm not gonna open it. And then some more little cards from what I can feel, and even more cards from what I can feel. This seems like a very complicated game. So it's a good thing it's actually collaborative and not competitive, because if this was competitive, this would involve a lot of eyesight and reading, which I would not be able to do on my own. So at least this way I can play this game with my friends. I'm gonna put all of these pieces back in now before I start losing bits. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. I'm dropping stuff. How do I get this back in? I keep popping cards out. I think I'll just have to pop all of them out after this and put them into their little cubbies inside the box. For now, I'll just put the box away. I don't think I dropped anything on the floor. If I dropped anything on the floor, I guess I'll step on it later and then put it back. But I digress. That's everything I got from my Central Library's Comic Con that they held the other week. And then when we went to the mall to start on Christmas shopping, I also got a few things for myself. Alas, I did not get the Cheeto face mask from Hot Topic. I kind of regret that now. I honestly don't really want to put that on my face, but for science, I would. I doubt that it actually has cheese in it or smells like cheese, but you never know. We went to Sunrise Records at one point because I needed to get this. Yes, I was about to say The Fate of Ophelia. No, The Life of a Showgirl. Funny enough, I think I have every CD except Fearless Taylor's version. I need to get that. But I have my... Oh no! I dropped more of my stickers! Hold on. Pause that thought. My mom just made hot chocolate from scratch. Let's go grab some. And I'll show you the Christmas tree because we just decorated it the other day too. Sam, do you want a bit of whipped cream? Pop top? Just a little bit, okay? Okay, there you go. Good boy! Good boy! that's it. Good boy, Samson. Good boy. Okay, that's enough. Good boy. Good job. Good job. Good job. Good job, buddy. Ah, thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Hi, I returned hot chocolate in tow. What was I saying earlier? Yeah, it's ironic that the only Taylor album I'm missing currently is Fearless, Taylor's version, because the OG Fearless was the first CD I ever bought as a child, like 8, 9 years old, 2nd, 3rd grade. Back then, it was also the only music I had on my Barbie MP3 player, and I also listened to the album so much, I played it so much on my CD player, that this is what happened to the disc case. Yeah, it's broken in half. I don't know when that happened, it did at some point, my bad, but the CD's okay. Fearless has always been one of my top 3 fave Taylor albums. That and Red, because I also went to the Red tour when I was 14, and then probably Folklore right after that. Anyways, now I have The Life of a Showgirl. And then while we were also at Sunrise Records, my boyfriend spotted this Barbie DVD set. Hell yeah. I am a massive fan of the 2000s Barbie movies. Pretty much anything from between 2000 to 2008. So Nutcracker, Swan Lake, 12 Dancing Princesses. What else? Princess and the Pauper. Princess and the Pauper, absolute classic. Anything after 2008, like what's in 2009, so Diamond Castle and Three Musketeers, did not watch. Wait, was Fashion Fairy Tale after that? Okay, anything after Three Musketeers, Diamond Castle, Fashion Fairy Tale, did not watch. This DVD set actually has a few of those newer ones, like movies past 2009, 2010. Didn't really care for them, but I still bought this because I believe Swan Lake, Princess and the Pauper is on this one for sure, because that was the main one I asked him about when he was looking at it. Yeah, Swan Lake, Princess and the Pauper, 12 Dancing Princesses. I don't know if Nutcracker is on this. I used to have the Nutcracker DVD, but for some odd reason, 14, 15-year-old me thought to donate it because she didn't think she'd still be watching Barbie movies in high school. But spoiler alert, I'm in my 20s and I still watch animated Barbie movies. They're some of my comfort movies, and I still use DVDs despite streaming existing. I don't even know if any of these Barbie movies are available on streaming, or if you just had to pirate them. I think some of them are on YouTube, but they occasionally get taken down for copyright. Anyways, now I have this. I'm for sure going to watch Princess and the Pauper. Is that everything I bought that weekend? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Again, I went to like Anime Revolution this previous weekend, so that's its own separate short with a haul in that too. Well, that's all for today. There's been quite a few of you that have subscribed here since I last posted a longer video, like 60 or 70 of you. Hi, welcome. I'm glad to have you here. I don't know what else I still haven't gotten the hang of outros. I don't know, insert Christmas tree here or something. Glad to have you here. Okay, later. Till next time. Bye.